Welcome to another episode of Strategic Minds Making Money Moves, where we make things happen so we can get that green. It is my pleasure and honor to have my guest today, Miss Denise Renee. She is the CEO of WriteYourBooks.tips. So we're going to hear all about her business, what she does, and hopefully provide you some insights to keep your business growing and developing and moving forward. Welcome so much.
Thank you so much, Miss Vicki. How are you?
I am awesome. I am awesome. It's great to have you today.
Thank you so much for having me.
No problem, no problem. So I really want you to share with our audience about your business.
Okay. Well, my website is www.writeyourbooks.tips, and I essentially help people to write a book that sells themselves. A lot of the people who come to me are entrepreneurs, they're solopreneurs, they are speakers, coaches, consultants, and they want to have a book that positions them as an expert. And so I essentially help them do that. Either I write it for them as a ghostwriter, I'll write it with them as a writing coach, or some people have completed a manuscript and I will edit it for them.
Wow. Okay. So you help entrepreneurs and small businesses get noticed. That's
Basically,
what you do.
through their
Okay.
work.
Now, did y'all hear that? You heard that on this episode, on this show, right here. You want to get noticed? We now know where to go.
There you go.
So what is it, Miss Denise Renee, that you would like to get a little bit of information on to move your business forward?
Well, I started my business as a copywriter, back in 2014. I've made some shifts. In about 2017, I decided to focus and make this shift into the book space because I was seeing other entrepreneurs put out books. But from the cover to the insides and the mistakes, just grammar mistakes or just poor writing, I was just like, oh, wow. I was like, I could have helped you. And I was like, well, they didn't know that you could help them with the book, so it's time to start letting people know that you can do that. So I quit my job in 2017, no safety net whatsoever. It was not the smartest decision, but I don't regret the decision. I'm glad that I did it because I was, at that point I was just frustrated in my career and I was like, I want to bet on myself. So I bet on myself. We went on a roller coaster ride. But again, I've just learned things that I would not have learned had I not jumped out there and did it. So I'm at a space where I'm making another shift where I realize that I'm only but one person. I've decided to put certain processes in place for my bigger ghostwriting clients so that it's not just me and things don't get bottlenecked with me. I have transcriptionists, assistant writers, and other editors that I can break the projects down and sort of farm out. And again, like I said, it doesn't become a bottleneck with me because I've had those experiences and they didn't turn out well. So I want to make sure that I give my clients a great experience. The coaching I can handle on my own, but I realize, if I'm not out there like hunting and shooting down clients, it's like, I'm not eating, and that's frustrating. There could be times where I have projects and everything is great, and then it's like, So I decided, I'm like, one of the things that I can do, I have a background in education. I started as a teacher, I won't say when, because, I just look too young.
We're all 18. Don't worry about it.
Basically. Well, now I'm 21, forever 21.
I'll take that.
Yeah, right? Because at least I'm legal. I can have a little time. Take the edge off every now and then. But I started back in education, and I was like, you know what? I have a background as a teacher. My master's was in curriculum development. Hello, online learning. There's a number of people who may come to me, and they're just not able to afford me as a ghostwriter. And some, they may look at my my coaching prices, and they're like, well, I'd love to, but I still need budget for marketing and da-da-da. So I'm like, with the online education, I can create courses and I'm still able to help people at a lower price point, still give them the great value and information that they want to have from me. But in getting myself ready for that phase, I feel like I'm kind of starting over a little bit. Or I feel like I'm jumping out there again like I did back in 2017, where I didn't know what I didn't know, and I ran into experience where I was like, yeah, and I to be very transparent, I took a year off of not doing any business because I was like, pump the brakes. Is this what I want to do? Can I do this? And how am I going to do it better? And that's how I came up with, putting different systems in place. But now with jumping out into this space, everyone's like, yeah, create a course, da, 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 da. But I know that there are things that I don't know about it. And so I really want to be able to scale my business. I want to be able to grow it with the online learning space. But this piece of putting systems in place, I'm just like, okay, what do I not know? Mm-hmm. What do I need to be prepared for? Mm-hmm. And I'm at least in a better position where I'm like, okay, I'm smart enough now to ask for help. Hello. And not try to do everything myself, which is what has landed me in this space today, asking for your advice.
Awesome, awesome. Well, let me tell you, I think what you're going through, I wouldn't say that we're starting over. What you're actually doing is enhancing your business. You're offering another service, another product that allows people to gain the same value and information that you have as a company in terms of what you can do. Now, there are lots of aspects to doing training and development. And I think when you first get started, everybody can say, oh, I want to reuse my same content and make a course. That's smart to do that. It's smart that when you get a course, you upsell them to give them opportunities that you can coach them after they finish that course, right? So you finish the course, you got the basics, you got the foundation. Now you may be ready for some help. And maybe you can't afford the whole spectrum of the help, but there's a piece that you really need help to get started with. I can help you do that so you can pick it up and carry it on yourself or continue to move forward. So there's lots of ways to build what you already do in with the course. So I don't want you to think, oh my God, I'm starting over. Even though I have these processes, I'm starting over again from scratch, because you aren't. You're actually enhancing your business. When we come back, we'll take that a little bit further as to when you enhance your business, what are the things you need to think about.
Hello.
We're going to take a station break. We'll be right back.
Strategic Minds, Making Money Moves with Vicki Wright Hamilton focuses on helping entrepreneurs to overcome their business challenges to help increase their bottom line. Each episode provides strategies for growth and transformation. Watch Vicki share her 20-plus years of experience as a corporate executive to help
When we think about strategy, think about moving forward, we're always wondering and concerned, are we hitting the right target audience? Are we doing the right things to take our business forward? Don't lose sight of the fact that your talents and your passion brought you here. Those talents and passion can be contagious to those who want to hear it, who want to learn, and who want to know more. It's just important to do what? Tell our story. Tell the story that touches each and every person that you want to contribute and be a customer to your business. Address their issues, address their concerns, take care of them. It's all about making somebody what? Feel good. It's not what we do for them. It's not how we do it. It's how we make them feel. Welcome back to Strategic Minds Making Money Moves. So before we left, you were talking about the fact that you felt like you were starting over again. And as I was saying, you're really offering another product or service. So this online course, first of all, I commend you, because what you did that you may not even realize that you've done is set the foundation for this. Because in order to get those processes right and understand what needs to be done to give to the learner in the end, you had to develop it. So you did that so that you could have more ghostwriters, so you could have, more editors and more people to help you.
Right.
So that's great. What you do now is, let's do the same thing. All right, I have a course.
Okay.
First thing is, what content am I going to give in this course?
Okay.
Okay. Once I identify the roadmap of my content, leave places in that content to upsell,
Okay.
right? Where you can take it to the next level. I want to give them all the foundation that they need, but I want to open the door that if there's something I could help them further with, I could once
Right.
they finish the course.
Gotcha.
The second thing is that what is that course really worth? What is the value of that course? Now, the value is going to be about the value in the content.
Right.
Again, what will the market bear? So what are courses of these types going for? Are other people offering that content, right? So everybody has competition. If I ever hear entrepreneurs say we don't have competition, they need to go back and start all over again. We all have
Absolutely.
competition.
I have a
And
list
with-
of my competitors.
So if you have a list of your competitors, think about what they're doing. Think about what they're charging. Think about their value, etc.
Right.
Because you want to price this course at a high enough value, yes, to show it's valuable, not give it away.
Right.
But also not price it out the market where the people who couldn't afford the coaching, who couldn't afford, you to help them with the book, etc., can actually go to get this class. Okay. Then on this content, you have to decide, am I giving them the basics or am I going to offer multiple level courses? So here's the basics, you finish this, then you go to this phase, and you finish this, and then you go to this phase. And if somebody already knows the basics and they want to come in the middle, now they could take my middle course,
Sure.
right? They don't have to start at the basics. So it's really important to outline that curriculum development that you have expertise in.
Hey.
Right? So use the gifts
Right.
God gave
There
you,
you
right? Put that curriculum together so that you can then see what it is in that roadmap that I'm able to offer. Because then you can sell phase 1, you can sell phase 2, you can sell phase 3, or they could end up doing the whole thing.
Gotcha.
So you might package it so the whole thing is worth one thing, but they could take elements of where they are. Because we all like customization.
Yes.
I don't want to take anything, don't have anything to do with me. I don't have time for that because time is something we can't get back and it costs
Not
us
at
money.
all. Yes,
Right?
it does.
Okay. So then think about what that roadmap looks like. The third thing that you want to do after you've done that and you understand what that looks like, you have and through that process, who is my audience? And what does my audience like? Every generation does things differently.
Sure.
Every generation wants to see things differently. We don't all learn the same. We don't all do the same things. So who is my target and what is it that they like and what are they looking for? That's what becomes important. So that's going to talk about what kind of course you're doing. For example, if you're going after the young generation that is, Generation Zs, and they're out there working and they're used to what? Instantaneous.
Yes, they are.
So if I offer a course and I tell them it's going to take you 3 months to get through,
They're
Good
not
luck.
about that life.
good luck.
My target audience is usually 30 and above. They usually have had some experience in a career for at least 10 years or more, and they're looking to either, jump out from a career and become a consultant, go out on their own, or maybe they've started a company or something like that and they want to tell that company story. So usually they are 30 and above. Like my sweet spot clients are about in their 30, I would say 40s and 50s.
Okay. So understanding what they like to do. Now remember, certain generations, in terms of the way they come up, they love to read. Other ones don't. Time is of the essence. We want things quick. We want information. We want to know that I did something, apply it, and it worked.
Right.
So doing things where I'm applying what I'm learning quickly so that I can see results and actually start to see the picture can help to tell that story.
Gotcha.
So you really, really have to think about, it's not just about content, it's how you present the content.
Yes.
And it's on what mechanism you do it. Are these mostly people that know how to do online? You may get into an area where I know how to do my phone, I know how to make things happen, but I'm not really into the computers. I'm not really wanting to go to a computer, get online, and do a course. That just is not what I want to do, right? I would prefer you send me information, right? Maybe it's through Instagram chat, maybe it's texting, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. You just have to make sure there are so many different platforms and so many different capabilities. You must make sure you're on the right platform. Now we're going to take a station break. When we come back, we're also going to see if we have a question, comment, or tip from our audience. We'll be right back.
Strategic Minds, Making Money Moves with Vicki Wright Hamilton focuses on helping entrepreneurs to overcome their business challenges to help increase their bottom line. Each episode provides strategies for growth and transformation. Watch Vicki share her 20-plus years of experience as a corporate executive to help entrepreneurs level up.
When we think about strategy, think about moving forward, we're always wondering and concerned, are we hitting the right target audience? Are we doing the right things to take our business forward? Don't lose sight of the fact that your talents and your passion brought you here. Those talents and passion can be contagious. Contagious to those who want to hear it, who want to learn, and who want to know more. It's just important to do what? Tell our story. Tell the story that touches each and every person that you want to contribute and be a customer to your business. Address their issues, address their concerns, take care of them. It's all about making somebody what? Feel good. It's not what we do for them. It's not how we do it. It's how we make them feel. Welcome back to Strategic Minds Making Money Moves. So as we were talking, Denise Renee, and we're talking about, as I said, you got to make sure you're on the right platform.
Yes.
Right? And so I know that in being on that right platform and making sure that you're advertising correctly, because 40s and 50s may not be heavily on social media. Some may not. Some may be on certain things and not on others. So it's going to be really important to not only understand the content, understand the platform, and then understand your direction, of where you want to go, in terms of moving forward. The other thing is don't underestimate the power of having other people to help you with your development of your content, from doing the things. You may have ideas in your mind as to what you want to do. Allow other people to also assist you in putting those ideas together, right, as you're doing your curriculum development. And I'm specifically thinking about, we have so many young people who are trying to learn what you're a master at. Mm-hmm. We have so many young people that need some experience when they get ready to graduate. I cannot tell you the power of internships, the power of having someone come to work with you. And every entrepreneur goes, but I can't pay them. You ever heard about going to a college, talking to a professor that does a class and say, look, I have a proposal I'd love to give you. I have a project I need to have done. I would love to give it to one of your students. Is there someone that could come to me as an intern and get class credit?
Right.
Don't cost you anything. Mm-hmm. It's all about your ability to follow up, to document, and to get them so that they can get class credit. That allows them the ability to get some real experience. Right. When they get ready to write a resume, it's like, well, what'd you do? Well, I had an opportunity to intern with Denise Renee, and I was able to help with putting these pieces together in order to make it happen. Mm-hmm. So, we always talk about our economic status, and we as entrepreneurs are not only going to be the biggest employers, but we have the ability to be the biggest impact.
True.
You have the ability to be biggest impact because you can give one-on-one opportunities. Where larger corporations, it takes them longer time. They don't get necessarily that one-on-one guidance because they're larger, right? And they have so much more, whereas you have the opportunity as that entrepreneur to make that happen.
Gotcha. That's a great idea. Something that I've had in the back of my head, but I definitely want to implement that.
Yeah, so that's one of the things you can do. The other thing is that so that you're not burning all ends and at the same time, really those things that you can outsource that are less value add, take that opportunity to do that. Even if that means, you said you had taken a break from doing certain things, for a while. Even if that means letting somebody continue it on while you take your break. Right? So just think about, as you're beginning to put these things together, what method and what model is going to work for you and how. Does that make sense?
It makes 100% sense.
Great. So let's see if we have a question from our audience.
So my name is Evelyn Lampkins. I am the founder and CEO of Bellevue Naturals, a natural skincare line that I am launching. And my question to you, Miss Denise Renee, is with your target audience, what are the platforms that you plan to use to grab your target audience, or how do you intend on getting the target audience to be able to see you and recognize your business?
All right. That is a great question. And I am basically going to be swallowing my own medicine. And that is, I'm in the process of writing my first book that I will publish, because so many people will say, hey, you help other people with the book. And I can point to some of the other clients that I've worked with, but then they always ask me, well, where's your book? And so now, by the end of this year, I'll be able to say, here it is. So with a book, just like my clients, they are often able to then take that book and go to different podcasts, be a guest on different lives, on Facebook, on YouTube, and just sort of really kind of go on like a podcast tour, because a lot of people in my target demographic, where they may or may not be on Facebook, they may or may not be on LinkedIn, but they will listen to podcasts. They will, every now and then listen to something in the personal development space, in the business space, in the career space, in the entrepreneur space. So my target will be those types of podcasts, those types of audiences, and piggyback off of other people's audiences. I like to call it OPA. No, it's not Olivia Pope and Associates. It is other people's audiences.
Well, thank you for that. Appreciate the question. So as you can see, Denise Renee, as we're talking about evolution of a business and moving forward and taking you to that next level, I think it's always smart to leverage other people's audiences in terms of getting your groundwork started. But one thing I want you to remember is that you want people who want to follow you, and you want to cultivate those relationships. You want to cultivate the people who are following you. So they may have come on the podcast. You may be on someone else's podcast and following that audience, following their audience and using those audience. You want to make sure you give them a reason. Well, I'm on this podcast. Why do I want to go to hers? Why do I want to follow her? What is it that she's offering me? Because there is power in brands. And you don't want your brand not to be known for the quality of what you bring to the table. So it's like anything else, think about a brand you love, right? That brand, that thing that's like, oh my gosh, I can't do without. I love it. It keeps me going every day. There is power in that brand. So there's things that you want to have of your own. Great to start there. But don't forget to think about growing it to yours.
Absolutely.
As you continue to move forward. Well, I hope you all have enjoyed this episode. I know I have. It has been a great time. Can you join me in thanking my guest, Miss Denise Renee?
Thanks again for having me.
Well, thank you for being here. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Strategic Minds Making Money Moves, the place where we come to help entrepreneurs and others make that green. May your business continue to prosper. We'll see you next time.